Hey, welcome back. This is Dr. Miner with my video series entitled, Do You Want to Heal Fast or Slow? Today we're going to talk about water. Water everywhere and no one drinks a drop. Well, it seems like that in my practice. Maybe the people that are drinking plenty of water aren't getting hurt, so they're not coming in. It's a very real possibility. I see so many people that are dehydrated, and they're probably my most difficult cases to deal with. It's, how do I put it? It's some of the hardest cases I've ever seen come in and they're so inflamed because they've been, just so dried out that everything hurts. So I ask them to drink water and they get better, it seems like. I think one of my most favorite patients ever was, I call her the incredibly stiff lady. She was, 78, 80 years old, and maybe 5 feet tall, 80 pounds, 90 pounds, really a small little woman. And she came in and her back was so stiff, she could barely move. She hurt so bad. And so I had her lay down on my exam table. And if you picture this, she's laying face down and I would take her, like this would be my leg. I would take her, what I normally do with a person is I lift up their heels and see how far they come up to their rear end. And so somebody that has a lot of pain sometimes gets this high, but you should be able to touch your buttocks with your heels. That's a normal exam response or finding. So this woman came in, and I got her feet about this high up, maybe 15 degrees, and her pelvis started coming off the table, and she started going, ow, 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 ow. And I thought, what the heck? So she got up like this, and I pushed a little more. She said, ow, 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 ow. And I got talking to her because she's obviously dehydrated. I said, how much water do you drink a day? And she goes, water? like it's a foreign substance. It's like a W.C. Fields movie, if you remember him, the old people. But anyway, it was the funniest thing. I asked her what she drank during the day. She said she would get up in the morning and she would have a cup of tea and one of those small little 4-ounce juice cups like my grandma used to have. And she would take the tea in her juice and she would take her pills with it. She did the same thing in the afternoon. I asked her if she drank anything else during the day. She said, no, I don't. And I said, my goodness, well, you're just so dehydrated. This was on a Monday. I said, what I want you to do is I want you to drink a quart of water a day and come back on Friday. And let's see if we can get your body less dehydrated and see how you feel. Well, she came back on Friday. And her leg now went to 90 degrees before her pelvis started to lift off the table. She was still pretty tight, but I was quite amazed at that. It was, the funny thing is she said, you're the best doctor I ever had. I thought, yeah, I'm a genius. You're dehydrated, drink water. Anyway, it was pretty funny, but it's a sad case. So many people we see are dehydrated today. It's a very common thing. So the dehydration means you have more pain. It increases your pain levels. You'll get a lot more cramping, a lot more spasms. Your muscles will be tighter. And you'll get more brain fog. It affects your brain. It affects your ability to detoxify. It affects your kidneys. It affects your bloodstream, your circulation. It affects everything. It's really critical that we drink enough water. So the big question, how much water do we drink? I mean, you've heard all these things. I've heard everybody say drink a half gallon a day. Drink half of your weight, your body weight in ounces. People come up with all these formulas. You need to drink 84 ounces. If you weigh this much, you drink this. If you weigh this much, you drink this. And honestly, there's no good research on that. It's all made up stuff. And but there does seem to be some consensus. It seems to work when you just look at how much water you lose in a day. A normal day, you'll lose about a half a gallon. So we need to drink every day about a half gallon of water, 2 quarts of water, 4 pints of water, 8 cups of water, or 64 ounces of water. However it helps you to visualize that, this is 8 cups a day, 64 ounces, 2 quarts, drink a 2-quart thing, And there's times, if you're in a detoxification program, you want to drink more. And you also should drink an extra cup of water for every 15 minutes of sweaty exercise, because that's about how much you'll sweat out. And your body also, when you're exercising, your body temperature goes up, and you're burning more, and you actually need more water for that too. So this is a pretty basic thing. Drink a half gallon a day. And if you'll do that, you'll find that you will feel better. Number one, you can detoxify better, your brain will work better, you won't be so dehydrated, and you'll find that, well, you'll just feel better. You have less spasms. And especially if we're talking about how to heal fast, so if you're talking about you're injured, you want to make sure that your muscles are as supple as they possibly can be. So, well, what kind of water do you drink? I mean, does it really matter? You want to drink pure filtered water or pure spring water, something that's clean and doesn't have any contaminants in it. If you don't have any money for that, tap water is not poisonous, unless it is. I mean, some places that do have poisonous water, go look at Flint, Michigan. But generally speaking, most tap water is healthy. It just has a lot of hardness to it. It has a lot of minerals, it's hard water. Doesn't taste as good maybe. The other thing is chlorine, by the way. Chlorine is necessary to keep our water safe, but you need to filter that out somehow. Someone said it was like a loaf of sliced bread. When you buy bread, it comes in a plastic wrapper. The wrapper protects it. You don't eat the wrapper, you don't eat the plastic, you take the bread out and eat it. In this case, you need to take the chlorine out to drink the water, because chlorine does cause problems. It'll build up in you, especially if you have thyroid problems. It seems to be a problem for that. So drink the water. Even if you can't get great water, drink whatever water you have. It's going to be better for your body will work to get the stuff out of it anyway. So what do you not drink? This is really a problem. Some people call sodas liquid candy because they're so filled with sugar. So you don't want to drink sugary drinks. Sodas, a 12-ounce can of Coke or Pepsi or any of those things, Dr. Pepper, have around a third of a cup of sugar in it, 9 to 10 teaspoons of sugar. I mean, you don't put that much in your coffee, I hope. Juices, 3 to 4 oranges are used to make 8 ounces of orange juice. How often are you going to eat 4 oranges at one sitting? So is it healthy to drink that much juice? You're getting 6 tablespoons of sugar in 8 ounces of juice. It's not quite as bad as the sodas, but it's still a lot of sugar. And you're not getting the fiber that you'd get when you drink an orange, which helps to slow down the release of it into your bloodstream. So both of these things will spike your blood sugar and create that inflammatory response we were talking about before. Blood sugar spikes, inflammation spikes. Blood sugar spikes back down, inflammation spikes again. So we want to avoid that. Energy drinks, almost as much sugar as sodas. Some have more, some have less. But they have caffeine and other stimulants and other chemicals in some of them that probably aren't that great for you. Caffeine increases your fight or flight. It makes you jittery. It can get you out of that parasympathetic mode into that sympathetic mode where you're just you're on alert and your whole body gets tense. And it shunts the blood and the energy away from your torso where all your biological processes go on out to your arms and legs so you can run. So it changes the way your body works. How much caffeine is permissible, or whatever the word you want to use, is recommended. It seems like up to 4 8-ounce cups, or the equivalent, you might have 2 16-ounce cups, but 32 ounces of coffee seems to give you, it's about 400 milligrams of caffeine, which seems to be okay, especially if you spread it out through the day. But when you get over 5 cups or 500 milligrams of caffeine, it starts to dehydrate you. It starts to be a diuretic and pumping fluid out of your body. Well, you don't want to do that. You don't want to drink anything that's going to force the fluids out of your body. Same thing with alcohol, does the same thing, and it dries your body out. It also, hurts your sleep, we've talked about before, so you don't get that restful sleep when you're drinking the alcohol. So drink the water, and don't have soda, don't have juice. Well, you can have one, maybe half of one, have a little bit of juice. But if you can avoid this, you don't need this. You don't want to use this to quench your thirst. You don't want to put all this sugar in your body. So drink a half gallon of water first before you have anything else. And that'd be a good thing to go. You could have a cup of coffee in the morning. Some people need that just to get going. Coffee or tea. Tea's the same thing, has less caffeine in it. So you could probably have more tea than coffee. But so getting back to the spasm and the cramps and stuff, here's a crazy illustration that I thought of one day. You know how they make beef jerky? Is they basically take all the water out of a cow muscle. So you got a muscle that's, you've seen it in the store. It's got, you know, flexibility to it. It's loosey-goosey. But when you put it in a dehydrator and you take all the water out of it, it becomes a stiff little tiny shrunken up thing of jerky. And I like jerky, it tastes good, but I don't want my biceps to be jerky. I don't want my leg muscles, I don't want my back muscles to be so tight and shrunken up and contracted like that. And that's kind of what happens, not really of course, but it just gives you a visual that if we're not drinking the water, our muscles are going to be tighter and tighter and tighter. So bottom line, drink the water and don't drink the sugary stuff that's going to make you more inflamed. Because remember, we're trying to heal. We're trying to heal as fast as we can. And if you can get away from these for a couple weeks and let your body really flush everything out and get the digestive juices and everything going in our brain, get our brain working better, you're going to heal faster. All right, that's it for today. What we're going to do is we're going to come back and we're going to talk about what pills will help you and which pills might not help you as much as you think they do. All right, thank you. Bye now.